Okay, when you first boot up your Firestick, the remote may be unpaired with it, and you're going to have to connect to your wireless network. As you see here, it says down at the bottom on the right over there, loading home. You know that you are not connected to a wireless network when that starts and it's unable to load. You notice here, the remote, I don't have batteries in it right now because I want to force it to have to pair so you guys can see this. I've had a couple people come back and say the remote's not pairing. What you have to do in that scenario is that you put the batteries in the remote, because in order to be able to set the network settings, you have to have a working remote on the system, and sometimes the remotes unpair. So, and when I program these, I use a universal remote, so I may not even have paired the original remote with it when I loaded them. But we'll put the batteries in this remote, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you see here, it says home is currently unavailable. This is what happens, again, when you're not connected to a wireless network. So what we're going to do now is hold down the home button on the remote until the Firestick says new remote paired with the device. And here we actually see that it is now paired with this device. And what that does is it allows you to control the Firestick. So now we're going to go into network settings. We're going to find our network. I obviously have a couple different ones here, but I'm going to use this blowhole one. It's for dolphins. And I'm going to put in my wireless key and be right back with you. Okay, here we see that we're paired with my other network, not the blowhole one. But basically we see that it has good strength, it's now connecting, it's loading the home menu. Okay. Now, and this is the functionality of the Amazon Firestick itself. It's not the functionality of the additional add-ons that we add to it. I'm not going to do this update. If you wanted to, you can. These devices are completely, well, I just hit the wrong button, so I guess we are going to do the update. As you see, it went through really quick. So, and this is, what we're looking at here is the Amazon home menu. Okay, and from the Amazon home menu, you get full functionality of the Firestick itself. Some people use another program to launch straight into Kodi. I don't do that. I let these sticks keep their full functionality of Amazon because, you know, you may have a Netflix account, you may have an Amazon Prime account, you may want to use some other functionality of the streaming of the NBC or whatever that you have an account with out there. Or even through your cable provider, you may have an account that'll allow you to log on and use it. We will pause this video and allow this software update to take place, and when it comes back up, I'll show you how to launch Kodi from the menu, because a lot of the times, and the reason I don't put a shortcut on the main Amazon window for Kodi is because Amazon uses metrics to determine what your most recent programs are out there. And if you don't use Kodi that often, or you haven't used it in a while, it's not going to appear on that screen. So you guys all need to be able to know how to get to the Kodi program so you don't think your stick is broke. Okay, once it did its updates, I'm allowing it to reboot, and what I'm going to do is pair it with a different remote, not for this device. And when you see this screen, what you want to do is, if your remote isn't connecting, and the way you know that your remote isn't connecting is when you boot it up, you try to arrow over and down and it's not working. It doesn't have a device paired to it. If you're not prompted for the ability to pair, what you're going to have to do is unplug the power from your Firestick, plug it back in, and when you get that Fire TV screen that you just saw over there pull up, you'll want to hold down the home button on your remote. Looks like this is still updating. Let this finish and we'll come back and I'll show you how to do that. And actually, this is part of what I said before about, you know, the Kodi icon sometimes disappears and then people think their Firestick is broke because they can't launch the Kodi app. All that is every once in a while when it does an update or it changes something, or even, you know, Amazon uses its analytics to figure out what your most recent applications are, Kodi will disappear from your menu. And if it's not recreated, then you won't know how to launch Kodi. Once this process finishes, though, what I'll do is I'll walk you through pairing your remote, 1, and 2, how to launch Kodi from manually without a shortcut on the home screen. Okay, so here we come up to the home screen. It's loading the home screen, and as you notice, there's no Kodi icon here, and the remote isn't even paired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the home button on the remote, which is the button right there. It's the one directly under the big round one in the middle, and it looks like a house. And I'm going to hold this down until I gain control of this device with this remote. If it doesn't work the first time, you may have to reboot the device. But normally you can just hold down the home button while it's booting, and it will pair with the stick. You may actually have to go close to the device and hold the home button down, like I'm holding it down closely to the device, which is plugged into the back of my TV right here. Okay. Okay, now you notice new remote connected, and all I did was I held down the home button on the remote, right? The home button, which is there, this one right here. Held down the home button real close to the, within a couple inches of the Firestick, which is on the back of the TV, and it paired. Now I have full control over the TV, okay? Now if I wanted to unpair this device and repair it with a different one, I would just pull out the batteries in this device, right? Put the batteries into the new device and do the same thing. Hold down the home button on the remote. However, you also have the option to, which I'll show you in a second, you have the option to actually pair a Bluetooth keyboard with it as well. And I'll show you where to go to do that. We'll be right back after I put the batteries in the remote. Okay, I removed the batteries from the remote, and what I'm going to do is, again, demonstrate repairing the other remote that was actually paired with it before back to the device. I'm taking the home button, going close to the device, and just holding it down until it says repaired. Okay, obviously it's repaired. I'm going to exit out of there, and I'll show you to where to go in to find the settings to pair say a wireless keyboard, a Bluetooth wireless keyboard. What you do is you go over to home, where you see me going down under home, videos, TV shows, movies. Okay, we're going to go down into settings. We're going to go over to controllers and Bluetooth devices, and what you'll do here is, if you have another Bluetooth device, you'll go down to other Bluetooth devices, do OK, and then it'll search, and then it'll provide you with a code that you can enter on the device to pair with it. Once it's paired, you can use it there. Okay. So now we're going to go back. We're going to use the back arrow to get back to the home menu. Again, this is the Amazon home screen. You don't want to launch things from here unless you have content that you pay for, because you're not going to get the same content that Kodi has. So over here on the left-hand side where you see home, your videos, your TV shows, you're going to go down to settings, over to applications, go down to manage applications, manage installed applications. Once you get in there, we're going to go down to Kodi. Okay, that is the Kodi icon, that one right there. We're going to launch Kodi, and then we're going to tell it launch Kodi. It'll boot up Kodi. You'll see the TV add-on screen come up. And once it's in there, in order to find your movies, you're going to go over to videos, and in order to find movies or what have you, whatever you're looking to do, you're now in the Kodi menu, and you can do that. I'm going to post a separate video, because there's lots of good videos out there on how to actually use the Kodi application, so I'm not going to go into making a whole video myself. But I will post some links on my website for those of you who have purchased a stick through me, that you can go and just watch the video. You can also have the option to watch a YouTube video from inside Kodi. So once you have it up and running, you can use the YouTube add-on, which is under videos add-ons, I think. Yeah, right there, YouTube. And once you launch that, you can watch it through there. Well, once it's installed. I'm not going to install it on this particular stick because it's going to ask me to register and all that. But you can watch YouTube right on the Kodi stick as well.